I want to take us back a little bit, and I know Kev and Renee and Joel for sure have heard the story, and we were trying to escape what was happening in 20, and I remember you and I ended up in Key West. I remember it vividly to even this day. The conversation, we were just kind of killing some time before we took off. That last day we were there, and we were sitting over at our a little hideout that have the big old buckets,
Yeah.
and conversation you and I, had, and I had asked you. I said, what's the greatest thing that you guys have done this year? And you didn't even hesitate. You're like daily accountability, daily wins.
Yeah.
And just being able to look back on it, and everybody that I've shared that with and told that story to, that have actually gone on and implemented it, have seen dramatic increase in production, and that have really ran it to the T, and try to emulate what you guys have done. The one thing though that I noticed it did, right, because we look at culture as just our core values plus the way we behave, and that really is the culture. And what I saw, just kind of from an observation, us running it, more internally, not with so much sales, but with support and administrative, seeing what you've done, but those that have implemented that as well. I'm like, damn, man, that created a culture of accountability. It created a culture of winning. It created a culture of leadership just by one simple act. And here we are, almost 5 years, whatever, later, since that's been implemented. What has changed? Like, what has that done, for you? What has that done for your organization as you, really cultivated and created that culture?
Yeah. I mean, that was by far one of the most valuable things we did. And it was during the struggle. And I'm like, man, what do you have to do? And so it's one of those things that we obviously morning huddle every morning. But the key part is having a weekly leader that runs the huddle that entire week. And that was because I was having trouble at the time developing more leaders and having them be able to be leaders. 'Cause it's easy to watch and kind of judge, but once you're there and you're trying to herd cats sometimes, right? And make sure people get their win. And so we win and lose as a team. And so everybody that morning shares a positive from yesterday in the morning huddle, right? Get their mind right and frame it up, and then they have a very specific, clear win for that day. And everybody doesn't. We still do the same exact way. Like I'm actually leading this week, and just through the rotation, I stepped up. We did Monday Mayhem on Monday, which is crazy. We did that a lot. We booked 60 appointments in one day, which was awesome. But like, I still jump in and lead from the front with it. But it's powerful, and like we actually lost one day. Tuesday as an organization, and I went back and reflected what I could have done differently. I was just doing it. I was in there 12 hours just in the office, back to back to back, and I got behind a little bit of pushing the one person that I knew was probably behind, and they didn't get their win, and so we lost as a group. We the next morning reflected on it. The agent reflected on it, what they could have done differently, which was time management, getting ahead of it, and so allows us to extract a lesson on whatever the issue is. At the same time, hold ourselves accountable and be real and live by a code where if we don't hit it, we know, we admit it, we don't lie about it, and it's just powerful. So we haven't changed a whole lot since then. It's a grind sometimes, but it's one of those things that we create this environment where people plug in, and anybody comes to different brokerage is like blown away because they're like looking around the first couple of days, like trying to figure out what's going on. And everybody goes around, sets their win, put all the win in the group, and as each person hits their win, we used to put it up on a board with a sticky note, but now we just do it in like our Slack group, and it's powerful, man. And so we watch each person go down. A couple nights this week, we haven't got our team win until like 9 o'clock, but that's just how it goes, and we don't give up until we hit it. But it's been powerful for us, especially in this marketplace where action matters, right? Picking up the phones matter, follow through matters, and that's how we're kind of making a difference as a team.
What does that cadence look like in the calendar for you guys right now? I mean, you have the huddle, and then throughout the day, and then where else are you guys checking in? And Joel and I, yeah, I mean, I hadn't even thought about it since like 2012, 2013 was the 4 Ds of execution. And we talked about that coming into this year, and I'm like, damn, man, that framework is spot on, right?
Right.
Two wildly important goals. What's the one thing that we're rallying the metric? The clear visibility, the scoreboard that really, compelling, that drives behavior and drives action, and then, that cadence of accountability. So what is that cadence that everybody's committed to and bought into on a weekly, daily basis for you guys?
Yeah, so same way, obviously Monday through Friday, we have the morning huddle, daily wins. And Mondays, people turn in, it's basically a weekly plan that they have, it's a one key, basically one thing and four keys. So what's the one thing most important they're going to hit that week? They have four keys that they're going to get it. It's one pager, take a picture of it, post in our group, and then each person posts it on Monday. And you kind of base it around. So it's like how many, the one thing is obviously you get a contract in most cases for like general brokers or buyer's agents. Listing partners are to get two contracts is kind of their goal under contract. And we break that down by how many dials they need for the week. Typically, it's been 500. Now with connection rates being a little bit less, you'd probably need to push that closer to 800 to 1,000, depending on marketplace, who they are, how many appointments they've booked, how many people are signed. And there's a free one, number 4, for the fourth key is like, what do I need to do to develop personally for me to help move that along? So they can really change the fourth one. And so that sets the tone for the whole week. And so basically, then your daily win is kind of broken down based on what your 4 keys for the week are. And the cadence of the leader kind of leads the morning huddle, lunchtime check-in, afternoon check-in, end of day check-in, and then typically there's updates to the night. And so what most leaders learn when they do it is that they'll always try to start to lead in the group, right? Lead as a whole. And what they realize is it takes a lot more one-on-one touches, a lot more reaching out via phone call, via text message, via instant messenger, through Google, to make sure you can stay on top of who's falling behind, who's getting caught up, and who's behind on their win, aka their dials in most cases. And as they learn that, it makes a much better leader because now they're reaching out individually faster. You know what to look for, and then obviously give an update at the end of the night, typically but at or before 9 o'clock.